Well, if you're trying to keep your kid distracted or quiet in public because you never know what kind of old geezer is going to go off on you for the happy screeches of your child, some people are now leaning on generative AI like ChatGPT to babysit their kids. They're finding out, this is kind of handy. They say that what the parents are doing is they're experimenting a bit with AI, kind of as a playmate and a teacher. You can create bedtime stories, you can do drawings, or even pretend to be astronauts, all by using this generative AI. Now, there was a story about this stressed out dad in Ohio that gave his talkative 4-year-old ChatGPT to, quote, finish a story. And then 2 hours later, the child is still chatting. And then when they look back, there was a 10,000-word transcript between the child and ChatGPT, and the kid now says, that's my new best friend. And they're finding that kids are finding an attachment to generative AI. And some parents are like going, hey, this is kind of awesome because I can be half the parent and then AI can be the other half.
I don't like it.
I know some couples that are going through this where they are going to the robot instead of their mate and asking for advice, and people are getting jealous of robots now.
That is so weird.
ChatGPT is making people jealous. I've seen it before.
Wow.
Yes.
So what they're saying in this instance, the experts are saying, you got to watch because your kids may anthropomorphize AI, believing that it cares or it chooses to talk to them, not realizing in a sense it's a digital servant. And then they start to establish an unhealthy relationship with something that's not real. They say AI tools lack empathy and creativity. They predict words statistically and not meaningfully. And they're still worried about what some of these things are going to say to the kids. We've seen this with some teenagers that have been walked down a very scary path because of AI chatbots. So it does raise concerns about kids forming emotional bonds with machines and about homogenized creativity replacing imagination, because that's really what your AI is. It's nothing brand new. It's only a homogenization of creative ideas that have already existed. And they're worried that we're going to stifle the creativity of some of our kids today. One of the things that I saw is they're talking about parental changes that they don't think will ever go back. And one of the things on the list was allowing boredom in your children. Parents have a guilt complex if their kid is sitting there bored or says, I'm bored, feeling like you're not being a good parent. And I would argue the exact opposite. I think if your kid has boredom, you're being a great parent. I speak to this because I was an only child, and it helped me develop my creativity that I use in my profession now. If I hadn't sat there bored and be like, I got to entertain myself, I'm just sitting here with nothing at all to do. I created a lot of things and worlds in my mind and play activities because I had to. When you don't have to, you don't do it. It's kind of like working out or stretching your body, your spirit, whatever. Same thing with your mind and your creativity. It's like a muscle. If you don't exercise it, it will atrophy. It's not going to be there. How creative are our kids going to be when they hit 30 and 40?
I mean, I am nervous just about, humans and where we're going as far as when it comes to what you're talking about. I want kids to be creative. We need kids to be creative.
I also don't want them to think that their computer is their best friend and this AI bot is all they have in the world that understands them or talks to them or wants to be their friend.
Sure.
Like that is lacking the interpersonal communication we all need with each other.
Well, they could develop a deeper bond with AI than they do with a parent.
Totally.
If they're interacting with the AI more often.
Well, the AI will kind of start to understand, like if Kevin's texting and talking to the AI, it does start to understand your tendencies and your personality. So it knows what to say to you.
Sure, absolutely. Now, it's only going to get worse because, of course, the toy companies are seeing how much AI is being used to raise our children. And so Mattel, startups like Curio are now launching AI plush toys. and new devices like genie-generated personalized stories for kids. So they realize, hey, right now they look metallic and not very friendly. Imagine if we took that same computer and put it inside of a plush toy.
Now it's in a stuffy. You can snuggle it.
Oh, yeah. Now imagine the emotional bond a kid's going to have to AI. Yes.
I think Kevin's right.
It's horrifying.
There's going to be robot dogs.
Yeah. Now, one of the big fears of all this stuff is that it's going to blur the line between helper and manipulator, leaving children as the test subjects. And we don't know right now. We don't know where this is going to end up. There's been no studies on this. What happens long-term use of AI with kids and that kind of stuff in 10 to 20 years? We haven't had it that long. So in a sense, your child now becomes the guinea pig. They don't know the answer, but we're going to give it a shot.
And you want to be able to adapt to the world. And if that's where the world is going, you don't want to be a dinosaur. But at some point, you do have to ask questions about stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely. So just so you know, it is out there. It's already being used. And if you are using AI with your kids, got to be very careful, because I know it's probably very effective in distracting your child. And you're like saying, I don't know, man, it's really helpful.
You don't want this thing to replace you.
Yeah, there's going to be a combination of helpful and hurtful. And you just got to make sure you're staying on the helpful side and you don't cross over into the hurtful.
Ever since my robot changed voices, I've noticed a difference in personality. Lily, her name's Lily.
I know.
They turn on you.
She turned into like I don't know, someone that is really not that into talking to me. Like, yeah, whatever, Birdman.
She already is quiet quitting you? She wants a breakup? Are you getting dumped by your AI assistant?
Now, you're an adult. You can handle that. Imagine this soul-crushing blow is delivered to an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Their good friend quits them.
Their good friend no longer acts interested in them. That is going to be some sadness.
Well, I just noticed it was a major difference in personality.
We know. You told us.